Hey everybody, I'm back with another video and another topic. I'm just trying to do as many videos as I can right now because I don't know how long this window is going to last. So I want to get some of this off my mind, off my chest. So I made a video a couple years ago about chronic fatigue. I was like sitting in my bed and going like, what is happening here? At that time, I was getting a lot of fatigue along with another cluster of symptoms that were coming all at the same time. And it was generally fatigue plus all these like this histamine stuff and then like a pressure and sort of like a depression would come over me, like a heaviness. So that's not the way that I'm experiencing it now, but I've had bouts of fatigue throughout my journey. The first time it ever happened was before I knew anything about withdrawal, and I was at this time I was living in this area of Oakland called Jacqueline Square. There's like a lot of activity going on. It's like right in the heart of everything. And you know, I was definitely a city girl and loved living in that kind of like hubbub and activity. And I was on my way to work in Berkeley, and I was going to take the BART, which is the subway. And I remember walking to the subway, and suddenly I got hit with this like overwhelming feeling. And it wasn't like a typical, I'm just tired. There was something like really heavy that just went in my body. And at this time, I was taking Wellbutrin and like Ativan, what they call as needed or PRN. So maybe like one time a week, maybe up to 3 times a week. It was very kind of inconsistent, anywhere from 0.25 to 0.5 milligrams. So like a, you know, what I thought was like a tiny little dose, like half of a tiny pill. I had been doing that for maybe a couple years at that point. And it was the first time I ever experienced that, and it freaked me out. I had no idea what was going on with my body. It was the creepiest, freakiest sensation. And I remember like calling up my client and saying, you know what, I'm like, something's come over me and I can't come in because it was just so intense. That was the first time I experienced it. And then it really went away, and I kind of like enjoyed like a normal kind of energy level up until the very end of my taper off Klonopin. So I was crossed over. I tried to stop the Ativan cold turkey, and that didn't work. And I was crossed over and updosed onto clonazepam, Klonopin, and did a 15-month taper. And at the very, very end of it, so throughout that 15 months, I had lots of crazy symptoms, but fatigue was not one of them. The very end of the taper is when it started, a really heavy fatigue again. And it kind of would like come and go, come and go, come and go. I'd have these long fatigue waves, especially in I would say my second year off, like between years, oh no, wait, I'm already in 2 to 3. Okay, between like years 1 to 2 off, it was one of my worst symptoms, like just debilitating fatigue. Yeah, I really felt like I had chronic fatigue syndrome. Like I joined the CFS group on Facebook. It was just so bad. However, and then I slowly got better and got better and got better and got better. And I'd also have like windows and waves with the chronic fatigue. So sometimes I have more energy. Like there was a time when, you know, I was going to bed every night at like 9 p.m. and waking up at 9 and just like being like a rock in bed all night. And then I slowly started to be able to stay up later and have more energy in the morning. But nothing has been like since the setback. This has been so much worse. So I still at that point had like the ability to, you know, do things and get through the day. And I'd kind of push myself to do some things. I always talk about it. I was like still walking and whatnot, but this from the setback has been astronomical comparatively. Like I've never had anything so hard. This is definitely my worst symptom. And a few people have asked me in the comments about chronic fatigue. So I just wanted you to know that yes, like this is something, and it's heavy. I feel it. I feel it right now. It's like this heaviness, this heavy pressure. I feel it in my eyes. It just, and it's not like one of those things that sleep can take away. It's like a cell, like an inside my body cell pressure, inside my brain pressure. And it's challenging. The last wave that I just came out of, it was so bad. Like I would just like a zombie. And it comes with all kinds of other sleep issues and other sensations in the body. So I've had to go back and this is one of I think that benzo withdrawal causes like a tremendous amount of health anxiety. This is one of the things that has caused me just so much health anxiety. Like, do I now have chronic fatigue syndrome? Is there like holes in my mitochondria, which I've heard people say. I check in with other people all the time. Like, what does your fatigue feel like? Like, trying to figure out if this is actually withdrawal. And then I went on Baylissa's website, baylissa.com, and she has a section on there where she describes like all the symptoms and where she's actually talking about the symptoms. And she talked about fatigue as like, people who are generally, can get out and run around and do all kinds of things, talk about this as like nothing they've ever experienced. It's bone crushing. And that's exactly me. So it normalizes it for me, but it sucks. Like sometimes I feel like if I didn't have this, my life would change. Like no doubt. If I didn't have the chronic fatigue and then the exercise intolerance that comes with it, like I would have an entirely different life because, well, some of the neuro symptoms and the pain get really, really bad. And that definitely keeps me from doing things. But like the mental stuff, the emotional stuff, I don't have things like intrusive thoughts. I don't have like the OCD kind of stuff that a lot of people get. I don't have the panic or the anxiety attacks, a little bit around my cycle, but that's just how it is for a lot of people. But it's really these physical symptoms, and this is one of my most massive ones. So like today, I'm going to take my son to, he's got an event. He's graduating tomorrow. You guys, my son is 18 and he's graduating high school tomorrow. So today they have an event out up in the redwoods, and I'm going to go take him out there. I'm tired, but I know I can function. I know I can drive. So I'm just going to do that and wait out there for a couple hours and then come back. And then tomorrow is the graduation, and I'm just like, I've been preparing all week by being like really mindful, like clearing my calendar in terms of clients and, only, just kind of I only did one day this week where I saw two. I'm doing one a day. Yeah. Taking the whole day off tomorrow. So because of this fatigue and just how uncomfortable it is, it's like I feel it all over my body. So please leave in the comments if you also have this, and I'm gonna probably do some videos on other symptoms that are common. Maybe that way we can use this as like a resource for each other. I think more of us that shout out what we have, we can normalize it. Also, if you had chronic fatigue and you are healed from that, like maybe you were also protracted like me or some of us, and that was one of your worst symptoms. If you can let me know or let us know if that passed. I've had it so much. It's really been like, I think it was my most lingering symptom before I like healed. So I know that it's really common, but I gotta tell you guys, like, I want my energy back so bad. Like, my energy was really intense. I had so much energy. I literally had to, like I said in my exercise video, I had to work out all the time because I just had so much. Like, I had to burn it off somehow. And now I'm like I would do anything for some energy. So yeah, that's that, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Peace.